This is one-on-one session with the Forum IAS founder and director Ayush Sir. In this session, students are asked questions to test their preparedness for the personality test. One-on-one sessions are not mock panel sessions.
May I come in, sir?
Yes, please come in.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Narayan, this is a one-on-one session.
Yes, sir.
When is the date of your interview?
My interview is on 15th May, sir.
15th May. So we have time. So what service have you been allocated?
So I'm currently not in any service, sir. I had gotten 289 rank last year, but I had only filled limited preferences. So I missed out on the service allocation by 4 or 5 ranks, sir.
All right. So do you have any regrets not filling up the services?
No, sir, it was a conscious decision to not fill all the services, sir.
What is the reason that you have not opted for other services?
So there are several reasons to it, sir. The primary reason would be that I wish to be a career civil servant, sir. And in many of the services that I have not opted for, after the first 15 years, sir, there is no definite career progression, sir. So that would be the primary reason, sir. In addition, sir, my father is in the Indian Revenue Service, so I was more inclined to fill that a little higher in the preference order, sir.
All right. So Narayan, tell me something about yourself that is not there in your DAF.
So I'm a very dedicated person, sir. And throughout my academic career, I have been very consistent, sir. So I think I will be able to bring this consistency into the civil services also. And I'm a very honest person, sir.
Narayan, there has been a certain discussion in a state about increasing the number of districts. Where am I talking? Which state am I talking about?
Sir, recently in the past week, sir, in Andhra Pradesh, the number of districts have been increased, sir.
All right. What is the procedure for increasing the number of districts or creating a new district?
So the power rests with the state government, sir. The exact procedure I'm not aware, sir. But a notification by the state government, the General Administrative Department, I think should suffice for it, sir.
Okay. Any bill to be passed by the assembly?
I'm not clear about this, sir, but as per my knowledge, there is no need for it, sir. Because it is the power of the state government executive.
What are the major challenges before Andhra Pradesh as a state today?
Sir, post the bifurcation, sir, the major challenge is of building a new capital, sir. And in this aspect, sir, there have been various challenges, sir, about where to locate the capital and how many capitals must be there in Andhra Pradesh. So this, I think, is the foremost challenge, sir. In addition, sir, after the transfer of the capital to Hyderabad in the 10-year span by 2023, there will be a revenue shortfall, sir, in the Andhra Pradesh region. So I think that might be addressed through innovative policies, sir. And one part of the Andhra state, so that is the Rayalaseema region, there is a lot of scarcity of water resources, sir. And I think that is a major challenge, sir.
You have the hobby of watching originals.
Yes, sir.
OTT platform. What is originals?
So OTT is a mechanism whereby over the internet, sir, the content is streamed to the user. Originals are a very specific subset, sir, wherein the OTT platform such as Netflix itself produces the show, sir. And such content is very original and innovative, so that is why it is called original. And very frequently we get such content, sir. Every week is released.
So, can you name some original series or programs that you have watched?
Yes, sir. So I think the most innovative original I have watched is on Netflix, sir. It is a program called Bandersnatch, and it is about a teenage boy, sir. The unique thing about this program is that it lets you choose the plot of the movie, the OTT also, sir. For example, sir, whenever there is a plot twist in the movie, it will give you several options, sir, and you can click using your mouse and the plot will take that direction, sir. The entire theme is that you can explore various combinations of the plots, sir, and some are dead ends, some are like you can lead to other plots, and you can explore all the avenues that the movie has created, sir, through this way.
You're from IIT Kanpur.
Yes.
IIT Kanpur as a city has some role to play in why the Ganges is polluted. What is the reason or the role played by Kanpur city in this?
So Kanpur is one of the major cities lying on the Ganga River, sir, and it poses a very specific problem due to the presence of the textile industry. Sorry, sir, because of the leather industry that is there in Kanpur, sir, and many of the regulations with respect to effluent emission from the leather industry, such as chromium pollution, is not being addressed sufficiently, sir. So I think these point sources of pollution are a specific danger to the river from the Kanpur city.
Several governments have tried to clean the Ganga. Why we have not been able to successfully do so? Think and tell me the answer.
Thank you, sir.
Why we have not been able to clean the Ganges despite so much political capital and political will? Okay.
So I think this is a very complex problem, sir. And since 1985, we have been trying to clean the Ganges River under the Ganga Action Plan, sir. I think in the initial few decades, sir, the approach to solving the pollution issue was not taking the entire river basin approach, sir, but simply focusing on cities, sir, and cities where the pollution was occurring. So we did not use the entire hydrological area of the river to address the pollution issue, sir. So I think that was the major issue in the initial few years, sir. And even funding challenges were there in the beginning, sir. Now, post 2015, sir, a lot of work has been done under the Namami Gange mission, sir. And new technologies are being harnessed, including GIS satellite data, sir. One more cultural reason I can imagine is that, sir, for people in India, no matter how polluted Ganga is, for them it is still sacred. So people go and take a dip in the water. So I think that also might have some role to play in it, sir.
All right. You're forgetting one major problem. That is why it becomes challenging to clean the Ganga. Can you think of one more reason? You said funding is a problem. So this approach already imagines that there will be certain communities or people polluting the Ganga and there will be a separate agency that will be cleaning the Ganga. Can you bring them together so that this funding gap is eliminated?
So just a clarification, it is about one major problem I'm missing, sir.
Yes, I would expect that the number of stakeholders is very high when you want to clean a river as long as the Ganges. So I'd expect this also, that the number of stakeholders, including municipal corporations,
Yes.
state governments, and the people along the very densely populated Ganges basin. So that also I'd expect that number of stakeholders, they have to be brought on board. So everybody's priority has to be cleaning Ganga, right from the municipal corporations as well as the people who live along the Ganges.
Yes, sir,
So
definitely.
with, even with an infinite funding by an agency, if the people or the communities which are polluting the Ganges versus the one who is cleaning, if there is a gap, then infinite funding also cannot clean it. Right?
Yes, sir.
So we have to nip it in the bud, which means that communities living along the Ganges have to be first brought on board that to clean Ganga, you must first stop polluting it.
Yes. I think, sir, your point is very pertinent because Ganga flows through 7 states, sir. And accountability must also be ensured that one state does not blame another that you are causing the pollution and not because of us.
The lower riparian state will always blame the upper riparian
Definitely.
state.
I think it is very, yes, thank you, sir.
You said it flows through 7 states. There is just one district in Jharkhand from where this river flows through. Can you name the district?
So may I take a guess, sir?
Okay, go ahead.
So is it Palmao, sir?
You mean Palamu.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's not correct. It's Sahibganj district.
Thank you, sir.
You're from Andhra Pradesh, and what is the reason for choosing Telangana as the first preference?
Sir, I was born in Visakhapatnam, sir, but I have not stayed more than 6 months in Visakhapatnam. Since the last 12 years, I'm staying in Hyderabad, sir. And my education, 10th and 12th, I did in Hyderabad only, sir.
So that is why you prefer.
Yes.
Can you compare and contrast which of the two states, Andhra and Telangana, which of them are doing better, according to you?
So in my view, sir, I think Telangana has more prospects in the immediate future, sir. Because there are several reasons because of it, sir. Firstly, in the last 8 years, sir, the gross state domestic product of Telangana has been more than 10% consistently, sir. And a lot of progress has been taken to address the development deficits in the backward areas of Telangana, sir. And there are many innovative projects, such as Genome Valley and establishing various pharmaceutical industries that are providing a lot of employment to the people around Hyderabad, sir. And I think the engine of growth in the future for the Telangana state will be Hyderabad. So I think Telangana is doing better, sir, currently. Even though the cause for bifurcation was that the region of Telangana is backward than Andhra Pradesh.
All right.
So one point I'd like to add, sir. Even in water resources, sir, Telangana region is doing very well. So for example, sir, in the Atal Bhujal ranking also, sir, it is doing very well, sir. And entire almost 95% of piped water supply coverage has been attained, sir.
What chemical is used in cloud seeding?
Sir, cloud seeding refers to the mechanism to...
What chemical is
Yes, sir.
used in cloud seeding? You're a chemical engineer
Yes, sir.
from a very reputed college, IIT Kanpur.
Yes, sir.
Can you just tell me what chemical do we use in cloud seeding?
Sir, I can tell the ion, sir. It is iodide or potassium iodide and other associated ions. So the exact chemical I'm not aware of, sir.
So you're saying that it is
Iodine, yes, sir.
iodide. Okay. What are the challenges if we can always have rainfall from cloud seeding? Why do we not go for it everywhere?
So I think there are several conditions that are required for it to be an effective method, sir. Firstly, it is only applicable on a limited area, sir. It cannot be widely done, sir, because we need to have the spraying of the chemical at the high atmosphere level using planes or other mechanisms, sir. And the weather pattern also must be conducive, sir. If it is a completely dry area, then even if we spray the chemical, sir, it will not cause rain. Only when a sufficient mass of water moisture is present, then only the rain will occur, sir. So I think these two are the limiting factors, sir. And cost also might be prohibitive in certain regions, sir.
You have a chemical burn victim coming to you. You are an officer and do not have access to a medical resource person.
Yes.
What protocol will you follow to deal with the person?
So per se, I do not have much knowledge of how to treat a chemical burn, sir. But to the best of my knowledge, sir, there are several types of chemical burns, and not all burns can be treated with water, sir. So I would exercise caution before using water. That would be my only insight into it, sir. I'm not especially knowledgeable about chemical burns, sir.
Can you name some substances that burn when exposed to water?
Yes, sir. Many of the group 1 metals such as sodium and potassium, sir, when exposed to water, they explode, sir, combustively, and the explosion is very violent, sir.
Why do they undergo combustion when exposed to water? What chemical reaction is responsible for it?
So when sodium metal is added to water, sir, it forms sodium hydroxide and releases a lot of hydrogen gas, sir. And because of the combustion of the hydrogen gas that is released due to the oxidization of water, the pop sound and the ferocious reaction takes place, sir.
Does it also, can it lead to also catching of fire?
Yes, sir. Sodium metal itself, when present in the air, occasionally catches fire, sir.
All right. Why do you want to join the civil services?
So I think while joining the civil services, sir, the element of service and dedication to the nation is a prerequisite, sir. Apart from the willingness to serve our nation and be a part of the development strategy, I think the capacity to take decisions at the highest level, which affect a lot of people, I think is one of the charm of the services, sir. And in addition, sir, I think the social prestige that is associated with the civil services, sir, I think is even today truly unmatched, sir, compared to any other private sector job.
Narayan, tell me something. Why are so many IITians appearing for civil services examination suddenly? Think and tell me the answer, okay? Why are so many IITians coming for civil service?
So, I think in my view, sir, I think it would be primarily the social prestige attached to the job, sir, especially in northern India, sir, where people grow up. The IAS and IPS officers are very much regarded in high esteem, sir. So I think in the back of the mind, all people want to become civil servants, and IITians also, after completing the graduation, think it is one of the best jobs in India.
No, but this has recently become a fad for IITians to join. Way back, just a decade ago, 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost every IITian wanted to also do CAT. Why is nobody doing an MBA today? IIT is increasingly, out of 10 candidates we are interviewing, we are seeing 6, or at least 6 or even up to 7 of them are from an IIT.
Yes, sir.
What's the reason behind this?
So I can provide one specific reason why people are not going for CAT from IIT, sir.
Yes.
I think the experience that one person gets in an IIM is very similar to what one gets in an IIT, sir. It is the same competition of an internship or a job, and the peer group also is very similar, sir, because in IIM many students are IITians only. So I think that is one of the reasons why people are not going for MBA, and the placement opportunities are also very decent, sir, even if you don't do an MBA at IIT. So that is not going for MBA, sir. But civil services, sir, I think that since many of the good students that are joining IIT, consequently their promotion, the selection at civil service is also good, because in childhood, every student who is academically good is pushed towards engineering. So good students join IIT and consequently they do well in the civil services, sir. But overall, in my batch only, sir, around 800 students were there and not more than 50 are preparing for the civil services, sir. So the vast majority are still going for the software jobs or even the core jobs, sir.
All right. So your name is Narayan Amit.
Yes, sir.
All right. What does Narayan mean?
Sir, Narayan is the name of Lord Vishnu, sir, and it has a specific reference in the Bhagavad Purana, sir, wherein there was a pious man called Ajamil, sir, and later on he steered from the path of righteousness. But the moral of the story is, sir, after he committed a lot of crimes, he had a realization and said the word Narayan, sir. So the essence of the word Narayan is that no matter how many crimes you do, if you take the Lord's name, God is very forgiving in nature and he will forgive you of your crimes.
But doesn't this set a wrong precedent for mankind? That no matter what crimes you do, if you invest in the right gods, they will forgive you.
So I think the message is slightly different, sir. The message is one of hope, sir, that no matter what you have done, if you are willing to get back into the right path, there is always a scope for redemption, sir.
All right, Amit, your interview is over.
Thank you very much, sir.